Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Girlfriends and Goals podcast YouTube channel. My name is Samaria and I'm joined by my best friend and co-host Miyosha. And today we're reviewing Married at First Sight season 16 Decision Day, part 1, as if there needs to be a part 1 and part 2. But before we get into that, please make sure that you are subscribed to our channel and give this video a thumbs up. Also comment and let us know how you feel about this ridiculousness. So we had where it was 2 hours. We had 2 hours
Mhm.
of an episode, which you would think would be enough for us to get all the decisions and not do a cliffhanger for next week. But the producer said, not today.
I don't know. How do you go from hour and a half episodes to 2 hours for decision day and you only have four couples and then we didn't even get all of the decisions.
That's the thing. We lost the whole couple and y'all still didn't think it was enough. And what got me was like the recaps. First of all, this season has been less eventful than others, less
Mhm.
interesting than others. And we watched all the episodes. We don't need a 3-minute recap of these people's stories. Not much
Mm-mm.
happened anyway. Like,
To begin with.
exactly. So yeah, I was really put off by it. And then so I guess when they first brought the episode on, they were getting ready to leave each other before decision day, but that could have been tacked onto last week's episode and we could have started and ended with the decisions today. And I posted the schedule on our community, but apparently for the next several weeks we have like where are they now? We have meet up after decision day. We have all these extra fluff episodes before the reunion. And by the time the reunion comes, nobody's going to want to watch.
No. We already barely care anymore about this.
Exactly. So the reunion, it's just not going to hit the same. Like at this point, just let us know what Shaq decided and keep it pushing. And next week, so I don't know if we're going to do a review next week because we're only awaiting, Shaq's decision.
Mhm.
So what we might just do is post something on the community and we can all comment like either our surprise at what he said or something else. I don't know.
Yeah, I think we're all done. We're at 20 weeks, about halfway through a pregnancy.
I
So
knew you were gonna say that. As soon as you said 20 weeks, I was like, it's about to be pregnant.
it's ridiculous. You could have half of a whole by a whole human,
Yeah.
and we're still talking about this. It's so off-putting. I really can't believe it. In my head, we were going to be done beginning of May.
I
That's when I
thought so
thought it was going to
too.
be over.
Because I feel like they've done okay, ending in May, June we get a break, and then July, okay, we're ready for a new season. But this whole back-to-back thing, like and if it were an interesting season, like honestly, the season that maybe people might have been interested in seeing all this for, Atlanta, maybe Houston,
Mhm.
maybe even those had their issues that I don't know if I would have been watching that long, but yeah, they did the absolute most
Yeah, the scene where they're packing up and getting ready to leave, nothing happened
at all.
at all. Plus the recaps.
And then the letters that they the letters that they wrote about each other, they're saying the same stuff they didn't say to the diary cam all season. Like anyway,
Yeah.
let us not join in their spirit and belabor the point. Let's get right in to who went first? Jasmine and Airris.
Hmm.
You know, he said something before decision day to her. He said, if the experts didn't think we stood a chance, I feel like they would have said no or they would have told us. I don't think that's true because that's not their job, but also they
Mm-mm.
did give you a chance. Like Dr. Pepper straight up asked you, you
Yeah,
sure you went right? Are you in this
he
or
had an out. He did.
exactly? So maybe she did tell y'all and y'all aren't listening.
Yeah, the way he was talking leading up to the decision, it sounded like he was optimistic and that he wanted to give it more time. I'm thinking, where is this coming from? Because you said before, like, oh, maybe he doesn't want to lead her on.
Yes.
all the stuff he was saying felt to me like he was leading her on.
Mm-hmm.
Very positive. Where did all of this come from?
Child, I hated how the experts were talking to each other, and the way that they talked was as if Jasmine wouldn't say no. Like it felt like they were coming off as if, oh, if there's a no today, it's going to be from Airris. Like he was their focus, and I'm like, Jasmine clearly should be the one saying no on decision day. I mean, him too, but definitely her.
I'm thinking that could have been because despite everything that had happened, the way that she carried herself and the things she was saying, it
Mhm.
didn't sound like she was a definite no leading up to decision day. So maybe that's why they're like, okay, well, the way she's been acting, it could be a yes.
Yeah, I don't know. So I guess we could talk about the outfits because that was probably the most exciting thing about the whole episode. Um, so Jasmine, I mean, did we expect anything less?
Mm-mm. She
We knew
looked
that she was gonna
beautiful.
slay. She looked
Mm-hmm.
stunning. Somebody said Eris was dressed like the Joker. And I can't unsee it because those colors, like I love the color of the suit.
Mm-hmm.
And I even like the color of the shirt,
But together,
but together, absolutely not.
that
Like
and the buttons, they were silver, or I don't know, maybe they were gold, but
I might
the
have a
placement of them, I wasn't here. I wasn't here for the whole outfit, but
yeah, well, okay, yeah. Yeah, that is interesting. It
yeah,
looks
the
like a
buttons.
woman's blazer. Like I have a Janet Jackson type Rhythm Nation
Mm-hmm.
blazer, and it looks just like that,
With
except
the
with
big buttons.
yeah. And here's the Joker, by the way. I don't know if people are even going to be able to see this, but this is what they say it looked like. And
Spot
that's
on.
exactly right. Spot on.
And those comments he made,
Okay, yes, because at the beginning, someone actually tweeted, is Eris maturing? Is he growing up?
nope.
In true Eris fashion. One step forward, 50 back.
I
That by the end of the episode.
I do wish he would have gone first. I don't understand, which it's fine that she went first,
Really?
but
I thought you would be happy that she went first.
I am happy she went first, but I just wanted to see what he was going to say because the buildup of what he was saying was like, oh, we could give this more time and that we have a great foundation. She's what I was looking for. All the stuff he was saying was leading towards yes
I
to
didn't
me.
buy it. This is the one time I know y'all say in the comments, like, I don't buy Aaron stuff whenever I'm like, oh, maybe he's a decent person underneath all that. But this was the one time that I was like, I definitely don't buy it because he's not about to say yes.
Well, I could have seen him saying yes just on decision day, only to break up with her a week or two later. That's what I mean. Not for him to actually be
Gotcha.
in it long term.
You know what I think? Okay, so this is why I didn't think he would do it. Eris Eris can be mature when he wants to. And
Mm,
I feel like that's one instance where he actually knew better and would have done better. So I didn't think he would say yes and drag it on even more.
mhm,
But that's just me. Again, probably giving him the benefit of the doubt. Um, so
mm.
they they talked about if there were any actually no, I think this was after their decision. So I don't want to get into that. But
Okay.
let Jasmine go first. And I just wanted to like I feel like all of America that watches Married at First Sight and is still tuned into this season at this point was giving her a round of applause because if
Ooh.
she would have said yes, Biosha,
Yeah, I would have felt away. I would have
I'm,
definitely felt away because really, even though she said that, oh, he's what I want in a husband, I don't think so. She did say something to that effect of, oh, he's what I was looking for, but the marriage wasn't what I was looking for. I don't even know if he's what
you know,
she
I think
wanted.
she meant. I think she likes the playfulness of their relationship. I think she
Mhm.
likes the friendship vibe,
Mhm.
of their relate. Like he wasn't ridiculously mean to her, which I mean the bar is super low if that's all it takes. But I think she liked how they vibe. But
Mhm.
also, I think she realizes probably that she's the whole vibe and she can bring that to any other relationship and be fine. I hope she realizes that.
Yeah, I'd agree. Yeah, I was
Said
very
no
pleased.
to.
Yep, he said no too.
They asked if there were like any deal breakers or something like that. And he starts talking about how much he loves himself, how he be looking in the mirror telling himself he love him. And we're like, yes, Eris, we know you're obsessed with yourself.
Well, before when he said that when he said no, he
Uh-huh.
said that he would just, be more smitten and be
Mm,
more into her. I wish he would have left that out because we know you weren't attracted
yeah, ever.
ever. So I don't know. It's just like, okay, well, why say it and drive it home again? I could have did without it.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Child. Yeah, I just thought the self-love thing was of course he's obsessed with him, but I like that she stood up for herself. Like Jasmine was like, okay, I've had enough. Because first of all, you ain't give me nothing this whole time. And now you have the audacity to be like, oh, one thing I think she should work on is self-love. Like, and I feel like just because she was patient with his nonsense, he took that as, oh, well, she must not have a level of respect for herself because she allowed those things. I don't know where he got the self love thing from, but all I got from her was patience. Too much patience, but patience.
So maybe I'm reaching here and y'all let me know in the comments, but I think the whole comments around self-love came from a place of spite and getting back. I do. And
Yeah.
and a bit to humble her. I think he in his head thought she would say yes
Mm,
and was taken aback that she had the audacity to say no. Because keep in mind, this is the same guy
yeah.
who will put 20 on 10 and be like, oh, well, my wife is just so attracted to me. She's just so into me. She said you were cute. Like she complimented you, but at no point did she act like she was overly thirsty for you.
You know, she said you were cute. That's a baby compliment. Like,
Yeah, but at no point was she acting just so enthralled and I can't
oh
get
my
enough of
God.
him. There was attraction there for her, but the way that he portrayed it to me was like, oh, my wife is just so into me and I'm
Yeah.
not into her. So let me get back on track.
I don't know
I-
that that's far fetched. I could see it. I could.
yeah. So in the moment, he's like, oh, well, what I also need is someone who has self-love and who has confidence. Cause when I wake up in the morning, I do all these affirmations. Not sure if you heard me or not, but I just have so much love. I just love me so much. In that moment, it felt like a put down only because, okay, at what point did you communicate this to her earlier?
Mm,
When is this whole self-love conversation ever come up?
yeah.
It didn't because it's not a thing. Your ego was bruised.
Yeah.
And in that moment, you wanted to humble her, like, oh, well, I wouldn't, it wasn't just the attraction thing, but it was also the self-love thing too, as to why I was going to say no to you.
Yeah.
Y'all tell me if I'm reaching. I think he was in his feelings and he wanted to humble her.
I could definitely see it. I could absolutely see it. And
And you could see the look on her face. Even Pastor Kyle was just like, what?
what? Yeah, she was like, "You don't think I love myself?" And I mean, she gathered him politely because this is Jasmine. She's a lady, but I appreciate that. I think that whole scene was, "Hey, I found my voice. So you're not about to sit up here and talk about me crazy man that I just divorced. Like you're not about to do
Yeah.
this to me right now."
And
So,
then they pan to his confessional scene.
oh my god, oh my gosh. See, this is the Eris we knew. This is him. He
All
came.
he was looking forward to was married sex.
He said he wanted somebody to say harder, more, lift my leg up. It just came out of no, like you just don't expect people to do these things or say these things. Why would you think that's okay? and this is his immaturity showing.
And he proved her correct. What did she say? Airris was not ready for marriage. He even said he didn't give 100%. He was
Yeah.
looking forward to having a good time, married sex. Okay, maybe the attraction wasn't there. Not only that, Jasmine was more reserved when it came to that type of stuff anyways. So
Yeah.
once he wasn't going to get that experience, he checked out
And
anyways.
even
So,
even if she's not that reserved, because I think her reserve side of her is for the public, and then maybe she might have another side to her, but he didn't even create a safe space for her to be anything but reserved. I would have stayed reserved the entire time too, based on
and
how he was treating her.
let me circle back to this whole self-love thing though, one more time,
Yeah, she's
because
like, and another thing.
the audacity. You came in from the gate talking about your lack of attraction and how you're just not into her.
Mhm.
Realistically, what were you expecting? She's always said, I think I'm beautiful. I think my body is fine. She never said, oh, well, maybe I'll go get a BBL or, oh,
Yeah.
maybe I'll go fix X to make him more attractive. No, she never said that. And I'm not convinced that if the tables were turned, that you would have all this self love emanating from you. You
Yeah.
may feel away. Like she's human. Come on.
Oh my
I'm over it.
God.
Oof. Mm.
Anyway, so yeah, that was quite the scene. I'm glad we at least got to get their decisions, and I wish Jasmine all the best. I won't
And
be.
I'm glad she wasn't intimate with him. Dang. That we know
Yeah,
of. That we know of.
yeah, that we
Thank God.
know. Mhm.
Because
Who was next? Nicole and Chris, I think.
yeah, we can do them.
I don't have too much on them. I also don't have much on Gina and Clint or Shaq and Kirsten. I don't have much from this episode because they didn't give us much.
I'll
Anyway.
just say on Nicole and Chris,
Mhm.
nothing new was really said. I don't know. With Chris, I'm just getting the vibe that he's like, let me say yes. I think he's into her. I think he likes her, but
Mhm.
I don't know if he's convinced that this is a forever thing, given
Mm.
just he seems to be annoyed by her lack of self-love.
Yeah.
This is where the
Mhm.
self-love conversation needs to.
Because even before they went to decision day, I think she was talking about not wanting to spend the day away from each other the night before decision day because she's afraid that the distance might make him change his mind. Uh, it might change
Girl,
what he wants to say to her. And it's like, girl, it's one day. If you're worried about this man being away from you one day because he might change how he feels about you, I really hope that y'all get to therapy very quickly because it's one day. What are you going to do when he goes on a work trip?
and why don't you want a day away? Golly. Everybody need a break. Look, distance
Okay.
makes the heart grow fonder. I don't
Okay,
just
listen, you can miss him a
everybody.
little bit and give him all that love when he gets back.
It's too that kind of energy, I think, may just be too much for him over time. Where yes, he said yes, but I don't know.
I think she could learn to tone it down because she seems very willing.
She does seem very willing. I will give her that. So we'll
Yeah.
see. That's all I have to say. We'll see.
Oh,
Um,
she was feeling herself in that pink dress, as she should, because she looked great. But you know how
her
they
dress
do
was pretty.
the recording of them when they're coming up. Sis was spinning and twirling and
Hmm.
giving looks over the shoulder. I said, "You better." She said, "This is my personal runway," and she
Yeah,
treated it as such.
I think this is the second time she's worn that color. It looks really good on her.
Yeah, the last
Yeah.
time was like a short dress. You're
Hmm.
right. So she looked
Yeah.
beautiful. Pink is her color. Those are the things that I put down. The experts did talk about, I don't think it's good that they haven't had an argument because we want to see what that looks like. And I hope that they have something soon so that they're able to understand how to move forward.
Yeah. She did say something about how she wants him to do more on the things that he says that he wants to do.
Yeah. Yeah. That's also a self-love thing, like
Like
you
if you
love
say, oh, I want to get in better shape, okay, well, got to eat healthier. You got to go to the gym, or you
Yep.
want to expand your career. You have to go through more training, like just something.
Yes, exactly. If you want to get up earlier in the morning, okay, do that. You want to be more productive because I think that could become a problem, especially if she's a super driven person.
Self motivating, yeah.
Yeah, you get really sick of someone saying, I'm going to do this thing, and then they never follow through. Like, follow through is attractive. So,
That, and you feel like maybe you're pulling them along. Like I noticed a few of their scenes. She would be like, all right, well, let's go to the gym. Let's do something active. It's like after a while, it's like, all right, you have to start pulling some of that energy too. It
mhm,
can't just always be on me to keep us motivated.
yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Let's see. So they talked about her trying to get ahead of issues and ended up like causing issues. I think her words are always very sweet and thoughtful. So she said something like, when I think about my future, or yeah, when I think about my future, you're with me in
Hmm.
those thoughts or something. I was like, okay, little poetic justice. I like it. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think her words are always thoughtful and sweet. And so they both said yes. No surprise.
He got her flowers. That was sweet.
That was sweet. That was really
Yeah.
sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, next couple.
Yeah. That's it. I mean, I don't think there's anything else to say.
Yeah.
Oh, she did say something. She said, I can't remember the context, but she said something about, in this process, it's been just so much the stress, the crying, the temper tantrums. And I'm like, what else happened that we just didn't see? Did you catch her when she said
I
that?
heard her say ugh. I heard her say the TT because I
Yeah.
can't talk. But yes, I heard her say temper tantrums. And I just thought she was talking about the mini golf.
Okay.
I
Well,
didn't.
she said crying, the stress. I don't know. I wrote it down. I'm like, I
What
wonder
else
what
has
else
been happening?
happened. Yeah.
Maybe the producer should have shown us that instead of a 50-minute recap with just quick decisions like that. Anyway,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, okay,
Shaq and
so
Chris. Oh, Clint and Gina.
Gina and Clint.
Yeah.
They were the only couple. I didn't see them hug when they were leaving.
I
Like,
don't know. I was so checked out. I was just kind of overhearing Gina talk.
I feel, yes, I literally put down, I don't want to hear anything Gina says. No offense to her, but I did notice everybody else, like Kirsten and Shaq kissed, Nicole and Chris kissed, Jasmine and Airris hugged. And it was just like, okay, bye. Like, see you
Hmm.
later, kind of vibes with them. Um, yeah, so let's get to the decision day. Pastor Cal said, what were your favorite moments? And everything they said was when we're with the group. Because he
Hmm.
said the retreat, uh, yeah, almost everything they said was when we weren't
Group.
alone. Because we like our dynamic. This is Gina. Because it's interesting seeing our dynamic when we're with the other couples. When you're in a friend group, like, what do you mean? When we're like, I don't know.
And
Anyway,
then everything she said in terms of what she liked about Clint and her's dynamic was him helping her with her work
mhm,
stuff.
yes. Same old Gina.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing changed. Uh, okay. I loved his suit.
Oh yeah, he looked good.
He looked great.
Hmm.
Best dressed man
Yep. I
on
love,
decision day.
yep, the whole look and his hair, his beard. He looked fine
He
the
looked
way
great.
he is.
He looked great. And Gina looked amazing too. I loved her dress on her. I think that's a good color on her, and she should wear it more often. It looked good. Uh, so one thing I didn't like was when they were sitting down for decision day. I think this was after their decision, but she said, "I've seen tremendous growth in you." I oh that bothered me because it
Why?
felt like she was making herself superior, like, oh, you've come such a long way, as if she was already there, like she had already accomplished what he was trying to accomplish. And so it got under my skin as a viewer. I don't know if anybody else caught it or felt that way, but I definitely, it rubbed me the wrong way. When she said
And
that
it
she
made
felt
it seem like he was such a problem child. I mean,
exactly. This man was fine. He's been consistent.
yeah, yeah.
So
And at least he's apologized and has been willing to take accountability. So if that's the growth you're talking about, you could learn.
that part. And then the audacity of her to say that, I wish I would have loved to see him take more of the initiative. Why? So you could reject him, Gina? Why is he
Hmm.
giving more initiative?
I think she maybe felt a way that he,
Wasn't
once
always
things
her.
went sour after the honeymoon, he was like, all right,
Yeah.
cool then. I'm not going to chase after you.
She was salty like Airris when Jasmine said
Hmm.
no.
It's
But
like she
there are
wanted to,
similarities.
yeah,
Yeah.
she wanted to be the one to reject him.
Hmm.
And when he
Hmm.
matched that energy of, okay, well, I'm going to let you stay where you are.
Right.
It's cool.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I
So.
said, not him offering money for Hank. You better go get you another dog.
Gosh, yeah. I honestly was kind of checking in and out whenever she was talking. Um,
Same. It's been a long season.
it
Um,
has, and everything that's coming out of her mouth just feels like BS, and
yeah.
yeah.
Those
So,
of us who are committed to this franchise are weary. It's been too long. Do we want to? That's all I
um,
had on them.
let's see. So Clint said that he know this that he's nuts, but he would do it again, and even with her. And I think like I saw her the look on her face and she's just like, what? But I think it's because of all of that all of what he's learned through the
Hmm.
process. I do think he still wants to be married. I would even say I think he's probably ready to be married. He didn't show me anything that showed that he's not. I can't say the same for her. She said something to the effect of this process confirmed that she's ready to be married.
She knows things we don't.
She must.
She knows
The
things
way
we do
you
not.
want to work all day and night, you don't want to have no accountability. You want somebody to run you down to impress you and not have any reciprocity. And that's what he said. Clint said that he needed reciprocity. And what did
Mhm.
she say in response? Nothing.
Okay, I was about to say I don't remember.
No, he said it. And she was just like, oh.
Yeah. She's like, "Oh, I can't give you reciprocity, but you could give me initiative though." Girl. Anyway, all right.
Yeah,
We
that's
could start
sad.
talking about Kirsten and Shaq just because I don't really see us coming back next week to just report on Shaq.
Mm-mm.
I feel like anything that happens between now and the reunion, I'll probably tune into the episodes and we can cover
Yeah.
them when we do reunion. But I just don't see doing an episode on the where are they now and the like that feels unnecessary to
And
me.
if next week is decision day part two, other than Shaq's answer, what let's just keep
Exactly.
going.
Exactly. Okay, so Kirsten and Shaq, so they had a conversation in the bedroom before decision day about neither one of them being 100%. They seemed so like cozy and comfortable with each other, and
Mhm.
that was nice to see. Um,
I will say their energy leading up to the decision. I'm like, wow, this is the most I've seen y'all hug and kiss. And
yeah.
Kirsten, the energy she was in was giving me yes,
Hmm.
leading
I
up.
I thought both of their energy was giving yes, but I don't know what his decision's gonna be.
His energy wasn't giving me a confident yes, but hers
Hmm.
was because he even was like, oh, you're being so dramatic. Like it's just going to be a one day away. She just seemed anxious and like, I
Hmm.
want to show him that I'm going to say yes. So you say yes too.
Yeah, and I could see that because even saying goodbye, she was definitely looking like you know
This could be it.
yeah. So they kissed, and then she watched him walk down. Uh,
Hmm.
what I have here, Kirsten in primary colors because his suit, his suit was red, yellow, and blue. For what reason, I don't know. Usually he kills it fashion wise. But he and Eris got together and decided to give us the rainbow on this day. And I'm not appreciative of that. But she looked amazing.
Yeah, she always looks good. Yeah.
That blue chef's kiss.
Hmm. Yeah, she
Uh,
looks good.
and he looked how he looked. Okay,
Mm.
so she said yes, that she wants to stay married to him. Were you surprised?
Yes and no.
Okay.
See, so going into this episode, I'm like, oh, she could say no because
Mm,
I think they've made progress, but there's been a
yeah,
lot of bumps, and I didn't know if he had shown her that she was wanted back
enough. Yeah.
because of what she said in the previous episode. But then when we get to this episode, I'm like, oh, her energy is screaming yes. So it could have gone either way for me until I saw that. Um, but yeah, what about you?
I wasn't surprised. I think she's ready for marriage. I think she wants to be married. I think she even wants to work things out with Shaq. And I feel like 8 weeks maybe wasn't enough for her.
Mhm.
But the only thing I questioned was if they would remain together after decision day. But I don't know that he's gonna say yes because his like even Pastor Cal was like, "So what is your decision?"
And the stuff he was saying,
Mhm.
so he said he needs her to be less domineering so that he can be a leader more. He wants to love her more authentically, which I understood that part, but nothing about her gave me, I'm gonna do it all by myself, strong woman. I got the opposite vibe of this woman wants to be taken care of and you can take the lead. So I don't know. Even her face was kind of like, what is
Yeah,
this coming from?
I think she can definitely hold her own and she's not just going to be going along with whatever he wants. And so I think
Hmm.
he has to decide what he wants because initially it seemed like that was exactly the type of person that he wanted to be with, where she can go with the flow, but she has a mind of her own. And so
Hmm.
for him to say that on decision day, it's like,
And then it felt like it was the first time it was coming up.
yeah.
Up until now, I hadn't heard him really say, like, oh, she's being too domineering or I don't know.
They had that one episode where he was like, "You have to trust me. You have to let me take control with the blindfolds." So it came up
Hmm.
earlier, but
But that was a game. Like, I need specifics. What else are you talking about?
I thought that's why they played the game, was so that she could practice relinquishing control.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. He said
Anyway,
that he's felt alone in the process.
and I'm sure she has too,
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, but I've still shown up."
and she has too. Like she was like, "Do you want me to fix you?" And she's on the comfortable couch, snuggled up, and asking you, "Do you want me to warm you up some salmon?" The way he would have warmed it up himself. Let me stop.
He said
But
he
no,
he
like
still
she's
needs
trying.
support. I don't know. Shaq is coming across as very needy,
Mm,
and I think
well,
she's willing, but will it ever be enough?
enough. Yeah, I don't know that they could be enough for each other without like she's willing. I don't know if he's willing enough.
And then, so back to the whole he wants to be the leader
Hmm.
in what? So this is where I need specifics because it's like, okay, y'all are in a space where, okay, you live together, you work together. Are you talking about big life decisions? Are you
Hmm.
talking about finances? Is it like, what do you mean you want to be the leader and she needs to be okay with you leading?
Yeah.
She's very much, well, both of y'all are straddling the fence of like, yeah, we're together, but we haven't even fully merged our lives.
Hmm.
So maybe they're talking about future things or conversations that they've talked about, like, well, what if we did this or that? So maybe they're talking about ideas, but I wrote down, I need to know exactly in what way are you talking about being the leader? And then I also thought, well, you have to give it time to show that you can. It's like you don't just come in one day and like, oh, I'm the leader and I'm making the
Yeah.
big decisions on whatever. You have to almost prove yourself
When she's been
to it.
making decisions her whole adult life for herself. Like,
Right.
can't come in 8 weeks and feel like, oh, okay, well, now let me, like, I have to know I could trust you.
Let me see your
That's
work.
how
Let
I
me see
want them to.
what you've done.
Yeah.
So I don't
Like, you
know.
can't even control your life. How you go? You can't lead yourself to a more organized life. How you gonna lead me? So yeah, I don't
And he has a lot going on. So
know.
I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm not getting a yes from him.
Mm-hmm.
And even if he says yes, I don't see it working.
Yeah, by the time of the reunion.
Mm-mm.
What we can do is so I'll put up a community post on probably Wednesday night, like right when Shaq's decision is made. Come to YouTube
Mm-hmm.
and comment on that, whether you're shocked by his decision or not. And then we will be back for the reunion whenever they decide to air it. We will commit to coming back and doing. It's already terrible that the reunion is 2 parts. Now we got a 2 part decision day, but whatever. You guys can follow us on Instagram at Girlfriends and Goals Podcast. We will be releasing podcast episodes still. So if y'all miss us on the Married at First Sight reviews, definitely check out our podcast episodes. And yeah, we will see y'all soon. Bye.
Bye.